Aaron Rockwell and Michelle Coleman will forever be connected through a tragic coincidence.
We were comparing notes, like, you know what happened in same dorm, and we both were like, oh my gosh.
Both of their sons died from accidental fentanyl overdoses while attending the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Rockwell's son, Logan, was just a freshman.
I think he had somehow gotten something. I'm not sure if he is even aware what he was taking, which is the biggest concern.
On Valentine's Day 2021, Rockwell and her husband were home when she got a call from one of Logan's friends.
He just said, Mrs. Rockwell, please call UWM police right away. And I could sense something was wrong, obviously, and I had said to Rick, he's gone. I could feel it. So we got down to UWM and we walked into the police department. And they brought us into a room and told us Logan was gone.
After his death, Rockwell learned Logan had been fighting with his girlfriend and took what he thought was an oxycodone. But a toxicology report later revealed the pill was laced with fentanyl.
Logan's toxicology showed 3 different forms of fentanyl and also metabolized fentanyl.
9 months later in November, Coleman lost her son, Cade, also a freshman, in the very same dorm, Sandberg Hall. She too remembers the call.
He said Cade overdosed last night, and I was like, what? Like dead? And he's like, yeah, he's gone. And I was like, no, he doesn't even do drugs. No, there's just no way. He doesn't do that. He knows better. He wouldn't do that.
She learned Cade took what he thought was a Percocet. Both he and Logan had struggled with some drug use in the past and are like most victims of fentanyl poisoning. They didn't exactly know what was in the pills they took.
They thought they were taking Percocets. They thought they were taking Oxy. But in reality, there was something else in there as well.
The toxicology report, there was no oxycodone in his system. It was all fentanyl.
More than half of overdose deaths in the U.S. involve fentanyl, a synthetic opioid 50 times stronger than heroin, often cut into illicit drugs.
They're getting addicted right away, and they don't even know what they're getting.
Not many people know, unless they've experienced it, the dangers of fentanyl and how dangerous it can be to you.
Pharmaceutical fentanyl is prescribed by a doctor to treat severe pain. The DEA recently launched a campaign to educate people about the dangers of illegal fentanyl laced in the black market pills, which look just like prescription pills. The scope of the problem is far-reaching. In 2021, the DEA seized more than 20 million fake pills. 40% of those pills had a lethal dose of fentanyl. It's happening across the country in all demographics. In the last 2 years here at UWM, campus police have responded to 3 student overdoses, each of them involving fentanyl. Now the mothers are demanding more help from the university.
They'd just be partying or they'd think they would just take something to make them feel better without the knowledge that what they're taking they're playing Russian roulette.
Interim UW System President Tommy Thompson sent a statement to 12 News saying, "This is an issue we treat seriously, but recognize more can always be done. We're working with the university on additional strategies." UWM also said it was saddened by the students' deaths, adding, "There is no safe illegal drug use. You don't know what you're getting, and you're placing yourself at risk." These 2 families want Narcan and training available in the dorms and additional education.
What if Cade would have seen a poster, with the pills, the matching pills? What if he would have? And what if Logan's death would have prevented his death?
We don't want other parents to go through what we're going through. This is the worst thing you could ever imagine.
Caroline Reinwald reporting. It is a growing problem. In Milwaukee County last year, of the 583 confirmed overdose deaths, 79% were from fentanyl, up from 75% the year before. UWM, for its part, says it has a comprehensive drug and alcohol awareness program educating students before their first class on the risks of illegal drug use.